Hey, welcome back, guys. Whoever's going to join me this time, we've opened a box of 1998-99 Topps NBA Basketball Series 2, and it was pretty successful because we did pull less than an hour ago out of a pack of cards from 20 years ago the gold label, black label Michael Jordan. So pretty cool. This is the second one I've pulled in 2 boxes. I opened a box about I don't want to say maybe a month or 2 ago and pulled that card. So this one here is actually up for trade if anybody's watching and they're interested in it. Since I'm recording this for posterity, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Once again, another box is Series 2. This is the same exact box we just opened, but you have the possibility of gold label, black label, and then red label, which are numbered to 100, which would be huge. You have the East-West Coast finest cards, as well as their refractor counterparts, which would be amazing. We actually did pull a common Ron Mercer Eddie Jones from the previous box. And then I got a ton of Vince Carter and Dirk Nowitzki rookies. So we're going to open up the second box. This does take a little bit of time. It's 36 packs. You know, we had a lot of luck with the last box in the fact that, you know, the cards really weren't sticking together, and therefore we were able to go through it pretty breezily. But there you have it. So a sealed box. We've taken off the cellophane, and let's go right into it. You can see East-West Coast, the refractor version. You have the Topps Chrome. Unfortunately, I bought these thinking the Topps Chrome preview refractors were in here. But a friend of mine, Michael Moeller on here, told me that they are only, the refractor versions, only inserted in the jumbos. So that, it kind of put me off. But, you know what, I got these for a good price, especially the way 90s boxes have been going up. So, and I mean, you know, that's not a bad card to pull. You know, did it pay for the box? No, but I just love breaking this stuff. As long as there's some chase cards, I have a blast. And I hope you guys, you know, join me and have a great time too. I got a lot of rookies out of the last box. I think I only got one Paul Pierce, surprisingly. I got a ton of Ron Harpers in the last box. I don't know what's up with that. But I got quite a few Vince Carter rookies and quite a few Dirk Nowitzki rookies. So I know they're not worth a whole lot, but, you know, it kind of takes me back in time a little bit, and so that's okay. It'd be one thing if I was buying a box of, you know, 1997-98 Blaster Upper Deck Series 2 in the hopes of pulling an MJ game-used all-star jersey autograph card, which is like 1 in a bazillion packs, and in the retail blaster they probably only put 1 of the 23, and all of a sudden, you know, Probstein is selling those for $600 a box or whatever they're going for. That's just a gamble I can't afford to take, and I think it's completely ridiculous. It'd be one thing if you like, hey, your chances of pulling the Jordan jersey unautographed was like 1 in 100 boxes or 1 in 50 boxes or whatever. But like, those things are impossible, man. We're talking the 90s. It's not today where you're pulling a jersey card in every pack, a logo man in every few cases, and so on and so forth. I mean, these things were truly like finding treasure in the 90s, which personally I think adds some mystique. It adds to the chase. it adds to the whole experience, you know? Oh, there we go. There's a Paul Pierce rookie. Maybe I just didn't notice that I pulled quite a few of these in the last box. Or maybe I didn't, but this is nice. I think the centering is definitely off top to bottom and left to right. But I mean, we're talking like 55-45 top to bottom probably, and 60-40 left to right. I mean, you know, I don't know. Maybe if it was if it would grade Gem Mint 10, I'd throw it over to PSA because I do prefer them over Beckett, by the way. Just in case you were thinking about asking. But overall, I do not really like graded cards. I think they're bulky. I don't know. I mean, maybe one day I'll change my mind. I've got some graded cards. But the thing for me is, you know, you throw it in a penny sleeve and a top loader. And that way, if you ever want to touch the card, you know, you can do that. I mean, there's some cards, I just love to see them raw, you know, especially if they've got something special about them. Like, for instance, like a texture component, like 1998-99 Skybox Thunder Noise Boys. Like, you gotta see that thing raw to really appreciate it. If you got one that's graded, you never got to touch it, you know, it might sound a little weird, but I mean, that means something. All right, so we're gonna pretty much do the same thing we did the last box. We got a card here you can see. We'll just slowly reveal it. Unfortunately, this one's a little stuck. Larry Bird, baby. One of the greatest. I mentioned in my last video, imagine if they did an on-card autograph of this set. The set doesn't do a ton for me, but if they did an on-card autograph of this set, this would be sick. So, yeah. And this insert set is called Classic Collection. I believe I got about 4 of them in the last box. We got Oscar Robertson. We had Julius Erving. It was cool. Not as cool as pulling the Jordan Gold Label, Black Label, of course. Oh, we have another card here. Beautiful. Loving that. What do we have? Antoine Jameson, Kickstart. Throw that over there. I remember opening... Oh, there's another Paul Pierce rookie. I guess I got very few Paul Pierce rookies in the last box. But in this box, apparently I'm going to pull a lot more of these than Dirk or Vince Carter. Centering's off. I think this is a condition sensitive set for centering. When you have a border like this, tends to happen, right? But I know there's people out there that pay premiums for PSA 10 or BGS 9.5 or 10s or black labels, of course. That's just not me. I mean, I'm in it for the collecting. Like, I don't look at my card and nitpick it. Oh, what about this and what about that? Like, if there's an obvious blemish, I notice it. But if it's just ever so slightly off center, like, that's not a big deal to me. You know, I'm in it for the collecting. I know people are in it for different reasons, but that's just me. And this is really weird, seeing Chauncey Billups in a Raptors jersey. I'm from Detroit. I went to the parade when they won the championship. I followed them all season and jumped up for joy when they beat the fuck out of the LA Lakers. And that just kind of, I don't know, hurts my heart a little bit. All right, so we've got a gold label here. they announce on the packs that there are 11 cards per pack, but it's 9 cards per pack when they do a black label. So, what do we have? I'll be damned. Gold label Tim Duncan. Why is that surprising? Because I just opened another box 30 minutes ago and pulled a gold label Tim Duncan. So if anybody needs this card, let me know. I would be more than happy to trade it to you. It's a beautiful card. I mean, you can see the wonderful refractor finish. Tim Duncan, one of the greatest of all time. Really classy guy. Hey, another Ron Harper. And well, that's so weird. The last Ron Harper was followed by Bison Dell. Didn't something terrible happen to this guy? I know someone in that... And it was followed by Kevin Garnett. I feel like I need to rewind the tape and watch this later, because I feel like this has happened like 4 times in the last 2 boxes. Alright, so here's what I predict. Based on what I've pulled so far, I've got the Bison Dell, Ron Harper, Kevin Garnett pack. I've got the Tim Duncan gold label. I predict that I'm going to get another Michael Jordan gold label, black label. You heard it here first. That's the beauty of going live. Obviously, I haven't opened these packs yet, and so I have no way of knowing, but I'm calling it. I'm going to get another Jordan black label. It's just fun. I hope you guys are having as much fun as I am. By the way, I did a box break earlier a few months ago, and it was one of the first ones, if not the very first one. Sure enough, another Paul Pierce rookie. You know, they say coalition, or is that how you say it? Coalition is pretty easy or standard, but I don't know. I think that oh, I'm sorry, it's collation, right? I think that they you know, you get some boxes that are great, and then you get some boxes that are not so great. I don't think it's just even across the board. I have no idea how many packs of this they made, but it's the 90s, so it's probably a ton. Vince Carter, he's like my boy this week after that fresh ink autograph. I think left to right, the centering's pretty good. I'd say worst case scenario, it's like maybe even just slightly off, like 55-45 maybe isn't even accurate. It's like 57-43 or something. But unfortunately, I think top to bottom is it's a little off. But as I mentioned in my last video, most of the cards, so maybe that's what it's supposed to be. I don't know. These are things I think about sometimes. Not to contradict myself. But I pay attention to my cards, you know? Like, people pay attention to their kids. Funny thing is now I've documented my entire collection with taking a photo, watermarking it, having a consistent background. I'm sure you guys love my pink quilt. And then I put that on my drive, my iDrive, my Google Drive. And therefore, when I want to look at my collection now, I just look through. Oh, now that's interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen this before, but I don't know if it's capturing. Okay, so there's like print lines with tops, especially anything with like finest refractors. This actually has a print line right here. I don't know if you can see it, but basically where this border ends, there's a print line where the top is a little lighter. Can you guys see that? I've never seen that on a non like finest refractor card, so that's an interesting observation I've just made. See, even if I don't pull anything out of this box, I just had fun finding something out like that. But so anyway, as I was saying, mostly I'll just look at my Google Drive and be like, oh, I just gonna want to kind of look at my Dennis Rodman collection today, instead of actually going through, picking out my box and holding the cards. And after just saying that, I realized I really want to do that now. I think in the next week I'm going to make some time to do that. Maybe do a little reorganizing. That's always fun. So we got an insert here. Can you tell? Let's see what it is. Coast to Coast, Antoine Walker. I love how they have, it's like a basketball in the background, but it's also like a globe, like a map of the world, which is pretty cool. But I do find it interesting how people store their cards. I've looked at that a lot, you know, whether that's, you know, penny sleeve and top loader. I've seen insane videos from Asia where people have like A-list players of like precious metal gems or like essential credentials, and they just have them in like binders, like the 9-sleeve binders. I'm like, wow, that blows my mind. But then, you know, obviously there's the magnetic holders, you know, you've got the sleeves to cover them for scratches, which I think is an amazing idea. And then now I'm starting to see people with briefcases, you know, with what is it, like it's like a foam or something. So I've thought about doing that, but it's kind of expensive, so I'm not sure. But hell of a way of presenting your cards. You do that, and then you have a fellow card collector come over. You bring out this crazy briefcase. I mean, the anticipation is just like, holy cow, right? I take care of my cards, but I guess I'm still a little old school with the penny sleeves and top loaders, and then I put them in a box that can hold, you know, it's a cardboard box that can hold like 2 rows. You got the cards that go back. And then what I did is I put them in basically like a plastic carrying case that can hold like 2 or 3 800 count boxes. That way, if it ever like rained or whatever, or the sprinklers went off, at least it would protect it from water damage to a degree. But sometimes I debate on perhaps, you know, doing something even a little better. So I look at these like briefcases and things, and yeah, you know, that's a good idea. Just expensive. I mean, I think I have a nice collection. You know, I don't make a ton of money, but what I do have are a lot of cards that I've collected throughout my life, and I think I have an amazing collection. I'm very proud of what I have. Now if I can only pull the card of a lifetime. So as promised in the last video, I'm going to announce the next box that I'll be breaking. And that hinders on 2 things. First, the seller selling it to me at what he promised, because it's a little different than what he had advertised as. But he gave me a counter offer, and I agreed. So I'm waiting on that. And then it arriving safe and sound through the holiday season. And I'm assuming sometime in the next week, I'll be doing another box break of 90s cards. It is another box that I've broken quite a few times. But since I've just started breaking live, it's going to be new here. And then from there, if you guys follow me, I'll definitely keep breaking because it's fun for me, for sure. Johnny, welcome. It's great to have you. Oh, there's a Vince Carter rookie. As you can see, once again, great centering from left to right, but there's a little more on the top than the bottom, which I think is real synonymous with these cards. Look at that, Sean Kemp in Cleveland. It's so out of place. I'm used to seeing Sean Kemp in Seattle. Oh, we have a card here, as you can see right there. Let's see what we have, shall we? I feel like I've gotten quite a few Anthony Hardaways too. Kickstart, Ray Allen. I know there's a lot of great Ray Allen collectors out there. Unfortunately, you know, this isn't a rare set, but nonetheless, I mean, if you're collecting a player, who doesn't like something shiny, right? A little bit of color, you got purples and blues. I don't care what anybody says, but a lot of the 90s cheaper inserts, they look great. And they beat the hell out of a lot of Panini stuff. Although I don't really collect anything outside of the 90s. I have dabbled a little bit, and what I will say is that they have come up with a few inserts that really are cool, and they've also kind of, I guess you could say, like, took influence from some inserts from the 90s and made them look really similar. Like, I've seen them use the design on the back of the, or the background of the 98, 99 metal, precious metal gems and use it for some inserts. And although it looks cool, I don't know how I feel about that. But the fact that Fleer went bankrupt in 2005-ish, I'm not sure the exact date. I guess they don't hold like the copyright on the design, so you know, this other company comes along and they you know, they can do what they want to do. It's a bit of a cop-out as far as I'm concerned. There's another Vince Carter rookie. This one actually has some edge damage. You can see that down there. That's certainly not in the best condition. That's probably the crappiest Vince Carter so far. But since I've gotten about 10 of them between the two boxes, and they're not worth a whole lot, I'm not really worried about it. But we do have another insert here. Jerry West. This is actually the second Jerry West that I've gotten of the Classic Collection set. Plus, I can only imagine how many base sets I've put together. If anybody cared, I'd probably actually take these to like children in need. You know, I've heard about that. There's a company that takes sports cards and then takes them to the hospitals for children. I just don't know if, you know, a 7-year-old would really care about getting a, you know, Jason Williams card. I imagine they'd be interested in, you know, Stephen Curry or some of the new guys. All right, so I don't know if you can tell, but there's a card here. Let's see what it is. Oh, before I do that, though, Dirk Nowitzki rookie. This one's pretty off-center, left to right. But Dirk doesn't seem to mind. All right, you guys ready? What do we got here? It looks like a refractor, guys. Oh, yeah. Love refractors. Raise your hand if you like refractors. Oh, never mind. It's a Topps gold label. Michael Jordan! Beautiful. So the first box, black label. Second box, gold label. You love it? Snowcone loves it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So now I've literally opened 3 boxes of Topps, and I've gotten 2 gold label Jordans and 2 black label Jordans. I dig it. Beautiful. And since I do have 2 of those, that is up for grabs, anybody. I don't generally sell a lot of Jordans because A, I collect them, and B, I think as the worldwide market grows, not only in technology, but financially, and the awareness of the NBA and the excitement that surrounds it, I think Jordan cards are going to keep going up. I think a lot of players from the 90s are actually have a lot of potential. But I don't collect them for investment purposes. I collect them because I've been doing this since 1990 when my mom decided to buy me a box of 1990-91 hoops, and I fell in love with collecting right away. I was learning to count. It was a huge set. We sat down, opened up the box together, and I was hooked. And you got to realize I was in Detroit. It was 1990, and the Detroit Pistons were the NBA champions. So think about that. Oh, Michael. Mike just came home. All right, so Mike, thanks for joining, man. Really happy you're here. So you literally just missed me pulling Michael Jordan gold label. And what's interesting is the previous box, I pulled a Michael Jordan black label. And what's interesting is that at the beginning of this video, I called it that I was going to pull a Michael Jordan gold label. I honestly thought I was going to pull the black because I was pulling a lot of the same cards out of this box than my last ones. So at this point, we're probably just a little over halfway through the second box. I also pulled 2 gold labels of Timmy. And between that and a lot of the similar base cards and a couple inserts, I kind of predicted, all right, this box is going to be very similar to my last box. I knew you were going to bring up that red label, you dirty son of a bitch. You really think that's a $50 to $100 card? You know what? I don't, but I mentioned in my last video that the way things are going, I think that card is eventually going to be a $50 to $100 card. I do believe that. It's a beautiful card. They're 1 in 96 packs. It's a 10-card set. The odds of pulling a Jordan Black label are like 1 in 30 boxes. So I think that card is definitely one day going to be a $50 to $100 card. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is already. I haven't really kept track. So the fact that I paid $95 for both of these boxes, and I've already pulled a Jordan Black label and a gold label, not to mention all the other cards. Oh, there we go. There's our chrome card, Sean Elliott. Who doesn't love chrome, right? I've pulled a boatload of Dirk. I've pulled a boatload of Dirk rookies. I've pulled a boatload of Vince Carter rookies. And I've pulled a few Paul Pierce rookies. So, as with this set, as you can see, top to bottom, the centering is pretty bad. I mean, it's almost like 65-35 or something like that. But you know what? They're consistently bad. So to get a 10 or a 9.5 on centering in this set for any card, I'm going to go ahead and say that's quite an accomplishment. These also tend to be right side heavy as far as centering goes. So I think they're cut kind of heavy on the top and the right. And this goes for pretty much every card I've looked at. And I've looked pretty close at quite a few of the Dirks, the Vince Carters, as well as the Paul Pierces, and that's pretty consistent. So I'm going to go ahead and say this is a sensitive, a sensitive product as far as that goes. I'm having very minor sticking, like literally. Like when I hold them together, they stick, but then the second I just put any pressure, they come right apart. So I don't think you're getting any real surface damage. I mean, I'm sure it's going to happen, occasionally. Yeah, I don't think I've seen a single base card I'd grade, but Mike, I'm not really into grading anyway, so that really doesn't matter to me. But you can see here, like this one, it's stuck together, but just the tiniest bit of pressure, and it comes right off. You weren't watching earlier, Mike, but I actually, the Jordan Black label was stuck, and luckily, just like you saw, like I literally just, it was like, they were like this. Oh, here we go. Here's one that's stuck together, right? You see that? And I literally just, and it came right off. It was just so simple. So I don't think I had any damage from the Jordan Black label. I mean, it's a beautiful card, and honestly, I mean, you can see, like, this case is messed up, but this card's beautiful. I mean, and I'm sure you remember when I pulled the other one a couple months ago. I mean, these are great-looking cards. I mean, let's take a look at the one that's not in the case. I mean, this is just amazing. I had made a comment earlier how you know, most of the time, you browse eBay or whatever, and you're looking for those rare parallels. Oh man, look at that essential credential. Look at that precious metal gems. But there's a lot of great inserts from the 90s. And they're just very inexpensive, but they're made so well. You know, I mean, I could name off dozens of inserts where, like, you can pick them up for $1, $2. I mean, you can pick up the Jordan for like under 20 bucks, and they just look amazing. If you'd had no idea what the value was, and you just were putting it side by side with, like, you know, something like a finest refractor or essential credentials, you know, you're just like, damn, that's a great looking card. And sometimes, you know, you just can't forget that. But yeah, I got 2 Timmy gold labels, definitely up for grabs. My goal in the next few months is just to make some more connections with people. So Michael, if you can help me with that, I'd love to just make some more connections. I'd love to make connections for my box breaks, so some more people can watch the box breaks, but also so I can maybe move some cards I have that I don't collect, and really start, you know, focusing in on, you know, trying to build my Dennis Rodman collection, or maybe get a couple of the rare 90s inserts of Michael Jordan that I've been in the hunt for. Or if anybody has any Rod Stricklands, basically they're so inexpensive. Like, if they're numbered from the 90s, even if I have multiples of them, I basically hoard them. There's quite a few up for auction right now that I'm keeping my eye on. I also mentioned that I'm willing to sell my amazing Kevin Garnett collection if I can add to my Dennis Rodman collection or my Michael Jordan collection. And my Grant Hill collection. You know, I think that's really solid. I think I'm going to keep that because I'm from Detroit and I have an amazing Grant Hill collection. Like, honestly, like, I know it's not as good as yours, but I'm actually really happy with my my Grant Hill collection. In fact, if you end up getting doubles, I'd probably love to get, you know, some additions to my Grant Hill collection. All right, everybody, so as you can see here, we've got an insert here, so I am going to see what that is. Ready? This is so crazy. All right, so my last box had 3 gold labels. It had a Tim Duncan gold label. This box had a Tim Duncan gold label. The last box had a Michael Jordan gold label, black label. This box had a Michael Jordan gold label. The last box had a Gary Payton gold label. This box had a Gary Payton gold label. You know, I called it earlier. I said this box is going to mirror the last box. You know, I'm going to get the Jordan. I'm going to get the, I got the Tim Duncan. I mean, I didn't mention the glove, but it happened, right? So, my guess is if I'm lucky, I'll get another East Coast, West Coast refractor, but instead of Ron Mercer, Eddie Jones, I'll get a Jordan, and who was on the back? Kobe Bryant? Like, that would be sick. They didn't do atomic refractors, right? It was just regular and refractor. Another Dirk. There we go. Once again, top to bottom, it's off, centering wise, and left to right. By the way, Michael, I thought these had autographs, and I thought I saw that in Beckett, but I'm not seeing anywhere on the packaging that there's autographs in here. Kickstart, Classic Collection, Coast to Coast, East-West, East-West Refractor, Gold Label, Black Label, Red Label, Chrome. Oh, they do have autos. Okay. Well, shit. I'd love a Kobe autograph. Honestly, even if it's not worth a ton, like last night pulling that Vince auto, like, I don't know. Beckett said it was worth $30, which I think is ridiculous. Like, is that possible? But the fact that I pulled it, like, might just keep it. Like, if I pulled a Kobe on-card autograph, it'd be, like, hard for me to get rid of it, to be honest with you. It's not like I've pulled a ton of amazing cards in my life. Another Dirk. Holy cow, can you imagine opening this box when Dirk was at, like, his prime, winning a championship at a card show, and people still had the mentality of the 90s where you could just trade it for like a few more packs. I remember there was one time I was set up at a card show. I actually had the Grant Hill Finest Rookie Refractor. I ended up selling it for like $120 or something. And it was right around the time 96, 97 Bowman's Best came out. And I sold the Grant Hill, and then I went and bought a bunch of packs of Bowman's Best. And I kept opening it up and getting like Kobe rookies. And so I would just give it back to the guy I bought the packs from. And he would, give me a few more packs. And I literally would open up and get something else cool and get something else cool. And I literally went through probably 3 boxes of Bowman's Best, just opening and trading the card back to the dealer. It was so much fun. I would do anything to go back, have that much fun again. Julius Erving. What do you know? I got this in the last box. I'd love to have this with an on-card autograph. Except I wouldn't want this one that has the terrible... Wow, I don't know if I've... Oh, never mind. It's a card in the back. I thought it was a miscut. Never mind. All right, everybody, I've got 5 cards, or 5 packs left. Grant Hill, baby! What now? Boom! Dunks on you. Allen Iverson kickstart. It's a cool song. A cool card. The guy at the shop thought the product was too shiny. So would you get like a great deal? I feel like I've gotten a lot of Kevin Garnett's too. So Mike, do you do live breaks on here too? Yeah, you gotta do some live breaks, man. This is too much fun. And plus, you know, you save them afterwards, and then anybody can watch them afterwards, but... Alright, we got a card here. What's it gonna be? We got something going on here. I think it's... Actually, I don't know what it is. No way, dude! The freaking East Coast, West Coast Jordan refractor! Fuck yes! Are you kidding me right now? Oh my god, dude. It couldn't get any better than this! Boom is right! Holy shit! Oh my god, dude, this is amazing! Holy shit, dude, do you have this card? I don't even know if you collect Jordan or Kobe. Oh my god, dude. 1 in 144 packs. It's gotta be what? At least a 10 card set. Odds of getting this would be like 1 in 1,500 packs. Fuck me, dude, this is great! Wow, dude. Wow. I pulled the Jordan Black label, the Jordan Gold label, the Jordan and Kobe East West Coast refractor. I couldn't have asked for anything better. Are you kidding me? Holy cow. Wow, dude, you're like good luck. You're like good luck, dude. You've got it. You've got to be here for all my breaks, and I'll be there for all yours. Deal? That's like literally probably one of the best cards I've ever pulled. All right, so I got 2 packs left. Yeah, I think other than the Jordan Gold label, or maybe like a couple other players' Gold label, that's got to be like the best card of the product. Other than the Jumbo Topps Chrome Preview Refractor. The Legacies? Legacies of what? You talking about like Flair? I don't see anything about... I guess I don't know what you mean by Legacies. I don't know what you mean by legacies. You have to enlighten me with that. Oh, is this retail? It doesn't say hobby, so yeah. I think you're right, this might be retail. I'm gonna go look up what legacies are, because I'm not sure. I'm a little like stoked right now, so you'll have to forgive me. Oh my God, I can't believe I pulled that card. That's so sick. Yeah, it doesn't say hobby. It doesn't have the like the little hobby with the blue H in it and the circle. Yeah, no, it's not. I guess it's not hobby, but you know, right now I don't give a shit because I just pulled a freaking bomb-ass card. Another Ron Harper. It's interesting. I've probably pulled in the last 2 boxes 4 or 5 Ron Harper, and right behind him Bison Dell, and then at the very back is Kevin Garnett. Obviously this one's a little different because there's no Kevin Garnett, but all right, last pack. So I paid $95 for both boxes. I got a Jordan Black label, a Jordan Gold label, the East West Coast refractor of Jordan Kobe, 2 Tim Duncan gold labels. I think I made out. Just the fun of it was worth it. Are you kidding me? Grand Hill, baby! Goes Michael. You need another 1 of 1. Slam dunk. That's it. And guess what? I'm freaking good. So let's recap. I'll recap for you real quick. I mean, I got just a ton of Vince Carter, Dirk Nowitzki, and Paul Pierce rookies. I mean, like, just a ton. I probably got like 25 rookies of Vince Carter, Dirk Nowitzki, and Paul Pierce, which right off the bat, it's like, yeah, that's cool. And then, of course, the highlights right here. Number 1, which is about to go into a penny sleeve and a top loader. East West Coast, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. I mean, it's real obvious, but if anybody watches this in the future and they go, well, how can you tell it's a refractor? It's the way the light hits it and it refracts and has a rainbow. And luckily for later 90s cards, it actually says refractor right there. And they do that for, I'd say, at least 50% of the sets. Then we have the Michael Jordan Gold label, right? You get 3 per box. So, I mean, I guess I had a 30% chance of getting this, which is pretty high. But then I also got the Michael Jordan Black Label, which is like 1 in 30 boxes. So that's a nice card for sure. So yeah, everyone, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. And stay tuned, because as promised, I was going to mention my next box break. So as long as the transaction goes through, I'll be opening a box of 1995-96 Topps Series 2. And what's fun about that is you have the Topps Mystery Finest, 1 per box. And that's a 22 card set that includes Michael Jordan. And what's interesting that I found out during my last box break of that is that they also have the refractor version, which also happens to be 1 per box. So look forward to that in the next week, and I will keep my eyes open for some new box breaks. Au revoir.